Howdy, folks. Frank, G6 and LW here, and today we're going to talk about something very controversial as of late. What could it be? Stay tuned and find out. So, before we get into this little thing, I found this on r/amateur radio on Reddit, and it's titled, HRO needs to make a statement. If you can't guess yet, yes, it is about the FTX-1. I have no affiliation with HRO or any of the other stores. I did have a reservation for the FTX-1, but I had to cancel it due to other things going on. So, with that being said, let's jump over here and read through this. The OP, Freedy, says, HRO needs to make a statement about selling non-reserved FTX-1 fields at Hamvention before shipping to their customers with reservations for months and confirmed orders with payments for weeks. Okay, so from what I understand, all of the stores got two separate shipments. One shipment for the pre-orders that were made, and one shipment specifically for Dayton Hamvention. That's where this is going with this. The rumors are flying, and the grumbling is almost as bad as last night's storm. I can understand why. Cutting in line is not well tolerated. Agreed. 100% agreed. But is it really cutting in line if the pre-order shipments are still being shipped out anyway, even though people are able to pick it up right away? Is it cutting in line? We'll see. It'll only get worse. All customers with confirmed orders should have a letter with tracking number PDQ pretty darn quickly for those that don't get that. HRO could suffer damage with customers losing trust. I disagree. All three companies, from what I understand, as I said earlier, have two separate shipments. One specifically for Dayton Hamvention and one specifically for pre-orders. So let's come down here into the comments, see what some people say. Pre-orders on hot ticket items are always a show. Yeah, we're not going to go there. He feels like his generation figured this out the hard way multiple times with electronics, video games, cars, you name it. Video games, okay, and this is discussed in another comment below. Video games, that's, especially in today's world, X equals unlimited supply because it's just a license key versus a physical item. And that's where things get tricky with that. There are a lot of negative comments in here, and there are some good ones. Jake Bechtold says, I was at Hamvention, and only as far as I know, they had the FTX-1 field. The Optimas did not arrive in time. So, maybe they only had the fields. That's quite possibly the thing. So, those that had pre-orders on the fields were getting them perhaps quicker than others because the Optimas didn't arrive in time. Only the Anaheim store has them so far, and they got them Thursday. That's their understanding, at least. As far as I know, Milwaukee is the main headquarters for HRO, and everything has to go through Milwaukee first. But, that's just from what I understand. He'll have the Optima in the next week, and it won't impact any future purchases with them. Yeah, probably. Next week or two, we should start seeing Optimas and Fields fill the orders in. There are a lot of comments here, a lot of them going back and forth about how. Let's see here. This one throws everybody under the bus, but it makes the point that 90% of these comments do. HRO is clearly not a professional business. All you need to prove it is 2 eyes and 5 minutes on their website. Giga, DX, or bust. Honestly, HRO is very professional. They have some great staff at some of the locations. Other locations, yeah, you probably need to up the ante on getting people there. But remember, they are a ham store run by hams, so you get what you get. So there's a couple key points here for this whole thread. One of them goes completely off topic. I have no idea where it came from, and basically it was a dig on HRO in general. I'm not going to get into it. If you want to read this whole thread, I will link it in the description below. But this one really called to me. No store is going to allocate all their limited stock to reservations. Absolutely. You know, you're not going to take 100% of your stock and put it to reservations. You're going to put, 25-30% to reservations for your area, and another 25-30% to the sales floor, and another 25 to 30-40% to whatever convention you might be at. In this case, it was Convention in Dayton. Some will always go to in-store stock to be sold. Did HRO say it will be shipped to you on release day? Did they? If they said we are shipping it on 5/16 and you didn't get a shipment, a tracking number for that on 5/16 saying it's been shipped, and people start getting radios at Dayton Hamvention 2 days later and nothing happened, yeah, there might be an issue there. But people were getting them prior to Dayton. It's just people who went to Dayton, they had radios for them. And that leads to, without saying a date, a person's reservation could be in the second shipment number. Right. So there's still radios coming over from Yaesu, from overseas. And, your reservation number could be in that shipment. And it hasn't made landfall here in the U.S. yet. So, yeah, people are going to get them at Dayton before you get yours, period. That's just the way it is. So this guy, the LP, the charge cleared the account on May 2nd. The money has changed hands. It's my radio that I'm waiting for them to ship, no question. Okay, so there we go. So for that, yeah, as soon as they made landfall, if you were in the first batch of orders, sure, your radio should have shipped. But if you're in the second batch, just because the money cleared the account, yes, it's your radio you're waiting for. It's paid in full, but it may not have come off the ship from overseas yet. One thing that we're dealing with is a lot of backlog in the ports because we had everything shut down, and then we have this quick in Russia stuff, and we're still trying to deal with that. And Dapsel says, call Monday and see when it's going to ship. If not happy, cancel and get your money back. You'll be out nothing. Others at DXE, DX Engineering and Gigaparts reserved it, and it looks like they may be waiting even longer than HRO buyers. I have heard that might be true. I cannot confirm or deny that, though. So this commenter had a perfect point. Absolutely perfect point. Was this the release date? Are those pre-orders now getting shipped? If you reserved, not going to use the word pre-order because these were not pre-orders as he knows them, can you go into the shop and get one now? They don't do pre-orders because they don't know the price when you put in a reservation, and you can change your mind when you find out more about it. Saying all that, I'm sure that those that had these reservations in or are walking around the place probably weren't happy campers. Also, if they don't get a unit until months from now and they had stuff there, not a good look. Absolutely, but things are being shipped, so we're covered there. Hopefully. This comment got me to chuckle a little bit. Amateur radio operators grumble over rumors? Never happens. Never. I love it. The Hamvention. Hamvention is one of the 4 marquee marketing events for manufacturers. They will have product. Oh, absolutely. And if they didn't promise a delivery date, not seeing a problem. Buy it at Dayton and cancel the reservation. 100% agreed. Apparently, there was a video on YouTube already that gives a good explanation of things, and apparently the original offer removed it. That's interesting. I wonder which video that was. Two of the most recent comments on this thread at the time of filming, I absolutely find funny. So if they took 20 of a batch of the first 100 of those to sell at the show, you guys would really blame them? Who wants to spend $2,000 on something that has no technical review yet anyway? They did that with the TS590S and ended up with a rig that had a defective ALC for an external amp. So there you go. You know, some people like to wait for the technical reviews that come out. Some people just want to hop on it and have some fun. This comment here, this takes the cake. In a good way, This one takes the cake. I'm actually going to even upvote it. So they know how to take a reservation, but not how to hold the reservation. Seinfeld taught this to us in the 80s. Absolutely. You have a car, you've reserved a car, you go to pick up the car, the site no longer has a car. Well, that's not a you problem, that's a site problem. But, you know, that's in this case, that is true, but it's not true, because HRO, DX Engineering, and Gigaparts, RNL, etc., they're all dependent upon how quickly and how often Yaesu can ship stuff over. You know, if they ship over 1,000 radios and 700 of those go to pre-orders and the other 300 go to, say, Hamvention, well, they're trying to balance the load, and they have to wait for the next shipment to come in. And as I said earlier, your number might be in the second shipment anyway, so you're not going to get it until the second shipment comes in. And because of all the port problems we've been having here on the West Coast, things are not that great for getting stuff on the U.S. soil here on the mainland. With that, I want to know what your comments on this subject are. I know they're going to be hot button. Please keep it polite and nice in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about it. Until next time, there's a video right over here I think you're going to enjoy. 73 and put on. We'll see you on the next one.